What is going on, everyone? Thought it'd be a good time to rock the Caitlin Clark hoodie today. If you didn't know, by my Iowa fandom, obviously I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. But excited to be here today. We'll have a 10-minute quick live stream breaking down the two games today. We have the Sparks versus the Dream and the Sun versus the Sky. We have playoff hopes in one game. We have literally nothing to play for in another game with both teams having traded away their first round pick. Just kind of playing to see the development of the team. So we'll break all of that down. As always, please make sure if you are enjoying this content, retweet it, like it, whatever you may do. Like the Discord, Twitter page as well, Parlay Olay Bets. And then also, if you really love the content and want to get more plays from me and from the other cappers, we got Ryan breaking down soccer, Logan doing money lines and spreads, Will breaking down college football and college basketball props and money lines. And then also we have Dame who does WNBA, NBA, NFL, and a little bit of MLB. We have all that coming up. It's a big month. We're already off to a hot start, up I think like 13 or 14 units on the month as a Discord, and that's without having played any of the real college games yet at this point. That's without Dame having played anything yet because NFL is still coming up. So got a big slate coming up this weekend with NFL, a lot of WNBA, and lock in at the Discord. If you use code WNBA, you will get 50% off your first month. So let's jump into it. We got the Sparks versus the Dream. The Sparks are fighting. Nothing else. They are absolutely fighting to get themselves into the playoffs. They got another win over the Storm coming back on, which is fantastic and tough to do. They now have a tough test on the road against the Atlanta Dream. The big question mark here is now Alicia Gray. She was listed as questionable with a knee issue. Personally, I don't think you push her in this game. You should be able to beat the Sparks without Alicia Gray. But obviously having Alicia Gray on there is very important. But when you're looking at the longevity of this team and the playoffs, you want Alicia Gray to be healthy. And if she is in the lineup, the thing I'm probably playing is going to be Alicia Gray's under on assist. Her assist lines and PAs dropped drastically with Jordan Canada in the lineup, and Jordan Canada did return last game. If Alicia Gray's out of the lineup, you're probably going to see Maya Caldwell get the start, and then you're going to see some Maya Caldwell minutes increase there. With Jordan Canada returning, she played 20 minutes. I anticipate about 22 to 23 minutes of her in this game. I would love if she got 30 minutes. Her point line would be just a smash play. But this is more of I'm concerned about the minutes, but her matchup is just fantastic. She is one of the only ones who can really do the dribble, drive, and kick, which opens up the game for a lot of other Dream players, especially Naz Hillman. But I like Jordan Canada getting Julie Aleman on the dribble. That is going to be an opportunity for her to get some easy buckets. She had a nice 10-point line on FanDuel. I parlayed her with another player in the next game. But that's really what I'm looking at here. The Sparks are just a horrendous defense. So they're allowing teams to shoot 41% from three, which is the second most in the W over the last 10 games. They're allowing the third most attempts. And pretty much if you look across the board, anyone and everyone on this Dream team should really be able to score some buckets. But like I said, my biggest areas I'm targeting is going to be Jordan Canada points and potentially Naz Hillman points. When you look at the way these Sparks attack offenses, they basically drop their bigs, or their bigs don't really like to get out to the perimeter. We just saw Nneka shoot 11 three-point attempts, and that was pretty much the entirety of what was happening. Azura was not willing to defend out to the perimeter, and she was preferring to operate in the low block whenever Nneka was set up in the corner. So you look at that, you look at how this can correlate to the Dream, and that is 100% Naz Hillman. That's why this team has been really strong with her on the court, is that she's able to stretch the court and stretch the floor as a big. So Naz Hillman is someone to look for in this game as well. Can she do it back-to-back for us? That would be fantastic. Probably not going to get 3 lines for her, but definitely check out her point lines. A good opportunity there. On the Sparks front, not a ton of matchups I like here. Flo, shout out Flo. He's in House of Sims. Had a good point, though, that the Dream interior defense has actually been relatively weak as of late, especially in the last 10 games. So Hamby's been on a tear. Hamby's someone I would be interested in as well. I'm personally interested in Kelsey Plum. 28% of her production comes from the pick and roll. The Dream are one of the worst teams in the W at defending the pick and roll because they try to roll. The guards go over top. Their bigs drop back. that leaves the midi open. It also leaves the step back three open as well. Really specialties of Kelsey Plum here. So the lines we got for the Sparks were really low, though. Kelsey Plum had a 16.5. Hamby had a 16.5. If it's a trap, I'm willing to fall into it because that was just too good to pass up. Jumping into the Sun versus the Sky, a disgusting game all around, but there is some value here. Bria Hartley is out, so I'm going to focus on Layla Lacan for a second. Bria Hartley is out for the season. As I mentioned before, if she's out, I was very pumped about Layla's assist line, but then the Sun started Lindsay Allen. Lindsay Allen is a 30-year-old pass-first point guard who needs the ball in her hands at all times. Unfortunately, that takes the ball out of probably your best player or your most talented player for the future, and Layla, and it basically puts her as an off-ball guard. So if Lindsay Allen doesn't get the start, I think you should hammer Layla assist. If she does get the start, Layla, her points are really a good play here. Getting the ball, she is going to be off ball a lot and getting a Sky team who is pretty much horrendous at defending basically everything. So just keep in mind that. Mabry has a good matchup here as well. Sanaya Rivers, basically most guards have good matchups against the Sky. Defensively, they're a very weak team, especially at defending guards. And Mabry's had 20-plus points in 2 of her 3 games. It is her former team, so keep that in mind. And then Sanaya has seen an increase in shot attempts per game, jumping up from 7.8 on the season to 8.7 over the last couple of games. So just keep that in mind. There's several options here on the guard front of who could score some baskets for the Sun. Again, one of the concerns you always have with the Sun is you don't know what their rotations are going to be. They were eliminated from the playoffs, and then Tina Charles plays 36 minutes. Anissa Morrow plays just 20 and gets 11 boards. Like I can't make sense of what they are doing, so just be very careful. On the flip side, the Sky are being relatively predictable. You're going to get strong minutes from Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, and Ariel Atkins. And Ariel Atkins has come off some very strong PA games the last couple of games, and their Sun squad is allowing the most assists per game over the last 10 games. So definitely something to be looking at there. Really where I'm going to be focusing on, though, is going to be Camila Cardoso. She has had a lot of success in this matchup. She scored 24 and 18 in her last 2 games versus the Sun. And what I noticed was that Tina Charles was defending Camila and Morrow was defending Angel Reese, which makes sense. But where Camila had a lot of success was that when Angel would drive, she would draw in both defenders, Angel would dump it off, and Camila would have a very easy basket. Also, Tina Charles wasn't really respecting that mid-range jumper from Camila, which gave her some opportunities for some additional open shots as well. That also is why I like Angel's assist in this game. The last time she had 11 PAs, mainly because she was dumping off to Camila. The last thing here, the Sun are they're generally pretty bad in the paint. They're allowing the fifth most points in the paint over the last 10 games. That's primarily extending to guards. I've had a system play here that's worked really well against the Sun. It's basically take whoever is getting defended by Morrow and take their threes. But that's Angel Reese. So unfortunately, not going to really have that ability here. But the Sun are allowing a lot of three-point attempts to guards, the 3rd most in the league. And Bantam has had 2 threes and 3 threes in their last 2 games against the Sun, but has only hit 2+ threes in 2 of her last 6 games. Her minutes have been a little bit inconsistent. Her rotations have been a little bit inconsistent. So just keep that in mind for these 2 games. Very interesting games. Again, that first game is going to be a playoff type atmosphere. That second game is really just who's who coming out there trying to score some points. So the Sky really be favored in this matchup. Seemed like Sun to cover is the play here, but I don't know how Ariel, Reese, and Cardoso would be able to get a win. Wouldn't be able to get a win over the Sun team. I'm confused. Yeah, great question. So when I look at this game, let me look at what the spread actually is. Looks like she said so the Sky are favored 2.5. They're at home, which is probably a big chunk of that is being at home. Basically, at 2.5 is basically saying it's a pick 'em in a neutral court game. I'm not taking either spread. To your point, if Ariel, Reese, and Cardoso are on, that should, in theory, be an easy win. But this Sun team is gritty. They have played really strong the last month. They are not giving up. I mean, look at the fact that Tina Charles just had 36 points. So and Mabry is not going to want to come out of this game, right? She's going to want to go up against her former team. To me, I think it's priced appropriately. It's given that home court advantage to this guy. If I had to take a play, I probably would take the Sun in this game just because of how well they have been playing as of late, all things considered. But it's a stay away for me. But yeah, the 2.5 is kind of an interesting line there for the Sky versus the Sun. Thank you for that question. But that does do it for the stream. Again, quick 10-minute stream. I want to get the content out to you. I want to get the plays out to you so you have some ideas of how to attack tonight's slate. My plays are already posted in the Discord, so make sure to check that out if you'd like. And we're already getting prepped for tomorrow's slate as well. We have a 3-game slate tomorrow. I'll be doing a live stream for that. I'm probably doing a live stream on the NFL soon as well. And we're working on getting some college football streams and also some soccer streams out for you. So trying to give you as much content as possible. If you're not willing to obviously jump in the Discord and then pay for the service of the picks and whatnot, that's totally fine. But we do want to make sure we're giving you as much information as possible to make you and inform better. And that's ultimately why I started this journey. I want to help people win money. Ideally, you're winning money with me, but if you're just winning money based off the data and what I'm providing, heck yeah. The goal is for us to win money and have some fun doing it. That's why I started all of this. That's why I built Parlay Ole Bets. That's what the cappers in that group we all agree on. That's why we're preaching that honesty and transparency, because we live it every single day in the Discord. We now have 2 trackers, essentially, or not 2 trackers, 2 safeguards in our tracking to make sure everything is 100% pristine. So if you like that kind of stuff, check us out. Otherwise, appreciate you tuning in, the support, the love. We'll make sure to be back tomorrow as well. Awesome, y'all. Have a great Wednesday, and I will talk to you all later.